This is our first recording video with Matt Rosner and Dave Rosner. And
Reisner. Mine's Reisner. You're a Rosner. I'm a Reisner.
or it's a Reisner and a Rosner. In Germany, they say Rosner, right? Rosner.
Roosner, too.
Rusna. This is our recorded session of ChatGPT. All right, let's do this. So this was the variable reward app one. And so I was like, okay, I want to code a variable reward app in Python. And this is what it showed us. So sure, to code a variable reward app in Python, you need to have a basic understanding of programming, etc., loops, all that. Okay, great. And that gives you some instructions. So decide on the overall layout of your app, use a library. These are some Python libraries that I've actually used in the past. Write code to handle user input and track the rewards earned by the user. And then basically it's asking.
So it's giving me like a real good basic idea.
A basic idea, but you have to pry it a little. So I was like, okay, the user input is time to drink coffee in the week, or should that be the output? Maybe I should have said it. That's the output, and then it continued with the same prompt back to me with some additional things like, hey, you can set up different rewards for different ranges of coffee consumption, from 1 to 3 cups per week, a medium reward for 4 to 6 cups per week, etc. And then I was like, okay, can you code this in Python? And then I was like, okay, sure. And so this is
what is TK intro? I don't even know what any of that stuff is.
That is just a library in Python that will allow you to put input and output. It's like a GUI, so it's a user interface. So we can try it. So here, let me just copy it. So let's copy the code, and then there's something here called
compiler.
This is Google Colab, which will allow you to create notebooks. So let's see if it works in here. Because Tinkinter is GUI usually you use on your desktop. But let's see if this works here. So we'll call this. What are we going to call this? Word app. See if this works. So I'm going to run this.
And you're running it like if it's
Yeah, but I'm running this on the web, right? Yeah, there's an error. No display name or display environment variable. App.tk. Search Stack Overflow. I wonder why that's not working. It's probably because this is usually there's no app equals tk.tk. I wonder if I can just add this in here. I read that you can just put this
back in,
and then I was like, okay, why is this
error? Display.
Yeah, the error message you're seeing is indicating that the TKP library is not able to create a GUI one because it's not running on display with an X server. This error usually occurs when you're trying to run the script on a remote.
Maybe
that's so smart. See, it knew exactly it. So I'm running it on Google Colab. So if I ran it on my computer, it would work.
With
Python, which I don't.
Compiler would work.
Yeah, it would if I had Python compiler. Do you have that on your computer? Because I don't think I have it on this one.
I have it on my old laptop. I haven't downloaded it on this one yet.
Yeah, that's the thing. So I figured that. So, but yeah, so it's using a GUI. But let's go back to OpenAI then and say, can we not use Tinkinter and use just text-based?
I'll be back in 1 minute. I'm going to ask them.
Can we not use Tinkinter and use just text-based? So you can create a text-based version of the app without using a GUI library. Like, you see that? Look at this, Dave.
What's going on?
Look, this is what I asked it now. So I asked it to remove Tinkinter, right? Can we not use Tinkinter and use it just text-based? And then it's like, yes, you can create a text-based version of that without using GUI library like Tinkinter. Here's an example. So it does this. And the script prompts the user to enter the number of times they drink coffee in a week, then passes the input to the calculate reward function to determine the reward. The script then prints the earned reward to the console. So keep in mind that text-based, he even tells you this, text-based ads, give me a recommendation here, may have less appeal for the users compared to a GUI app. So it's important to consider if that aligns with your goals. Isn't that funny? So here, so
Yeah.
now, so
So
now,
what you'd want to do. You'd want it to then
yeah,
so we wanted to add more than just if we're seriously considering this app, which I think could be actually pretty cool.
hmm
We I guess for the coffee thing, you'd want it to create a little coffee icon, like, okay, this is how many cups you get this week. But I
okay.
don't even know if that.
Well,
Let me
that's,
just. But oh, my brother's calling me. Let me.
wait, hold on one second. I want to run this thing. So here, look, it's running.
Hey,
Hey,
I'm gonna
look,
call with Matthew. What's going on? At this point, maybe not because I'm moving slow. But what do you do? You out for a run? Okay. Be careful. Tell him to be careful. And yeah, we're okay. Okay, yeah, sounds good. All right, thanks. Oh, thanks. Okay, yep, bye bye. Yeah, it looks like it's okay. It looks like it's displaying. Okay, I'll call you later, Chris. Yep, talk to you. Bye.
you gonna go
It looks
running?
like it's
You're gonna go running with Chris? That sounds fun.
no. He's in Cincinnati.
No.
So
But look, so I
it
changed
looks
it.
like it's giving that.
Enter the time it takes you drink coffee in a week. So it's the
I
reverse of what
I
we really wanted. So let's just put 3. Oh, look, there's another error. Not name random is not defined. Oh, it's because this is it's building off of it's building off of other code that it gave me earlier. So it gave me other code where it created this random. Oh, that's interesting. I forgot to add that in. I wonder. I'm just gonna add it in. I think it'll work if I add this in. But anyway, what were you saying, Dave?
I
Real quick,
think like
see if that works.
I think you'd want it to be able to operate in a few different modes. You could make it operate as a variable reward thing,
Let's
or
see.
maybe even a rationer.
Yeah. See, it got it reversed. So what do you mean a variable reward with rational? Let's switch it. Maybe it's got confused what we're talking about. Or we can create a completely new chat. So how would we ask it this? Um, hmm,
Create Help us create a variable reward app that will only allow a certain number of vices per month.
that
Like
will
that.
allow only
Number
a
vices.
certain what?
Number of vices.
Vices?
Yeah, like things that you're trying to avoid doing.
Vices.
Vices. I would say vices.
Sorry, I can't see because this thing's of hold on. Number of vices. Certain number of vices
a month.
a month. Say, help me create a variable.
You said create.
Yeah, I think it actually understands when you make errors, though,
Yeah,
which is kind of cool.
it caught a typo I made.
So I can help you create a variable where that limits the number of
Oh
vices the
wow,
user
look
can
at
teach.
that! I like this.
Here's a basic outline of the steps that would be involved.
Okay.
Determine the specific vices that will develop a user interface that allows users to input and track their vice. Create a word system that incentivizes users to stay within their monthly limits. So now we have to give it more information to help us out with this. So
Yeah.
or I could let me just ask if we can prototype it. Can you prototype this in Python? Can you prototype this in Python? Let's see if it can actually do this. I can certainly help you a prototype version of this app using Python. Here's an example of what the code might look like. That's so funny. Look, it's defining the vices, okay? Smoking, drinking, gambling. Oh my god. That's so funny.
That's exactly what we want.
Initialize the user's vice set. Vice 0 for vice and vices. Okay. That's an array. Okay. Find track
The
vice.
word
Track
vice is
users.
actually a good one, you know?
Yeah. This is this is really fun because it's really helping us as like another person, that can give you advice and give you
This might
examples.
be exactly what I need to learn programming a little bit too, right?
Yeah.
Because this is what, if we could focus in on this one, this could be pretty valuable one for people.
Yeah. Do you mind if we I think it'd be fun to record this stuff and put our progress throughout this and actually see if we can complete this and build this out because it would be good for marketing too. I think this is really funny.
Yeah.
This is just a basic example to give you an idea of how the app might work. Okay. You can add more functionalities like logging the date on which a user reaches the limit or reset the limit on a specific data. You can also use a database to store that. Okay, so let's see if this even works. Okay, so I want to see if this runs. So copy code, and then let's.
It's getting kind of the idea I was thinking about, like 10 coffees a month.
Mm-hmm.
And then, but then the crazy part is, what if it gives you all 10 coffees in one day?
All 10,000 in one
I
day.
could kill you. It's got
We have to have
a,
limits. Yeah. Here, so I ran it.
It's got to have a toxicity thing for, like, if you used it for coffee and alcohol.
Yeah.
It's got to have something that would.
So it ran
we
it.
also have the legal disclaimer that any
Mhm.
user is responsible for making rational choices with it.
Yeah. It ran it, so
If
it
you give
works.
somebody-
It works. It just gives a immediate output. I wonder, is there a user input in here? So I got to reread. Define user's vice count. So it's like it's telling you smoking tracked on 115, you have 9 left this month. Drinking tracked on 115, you have 19 left this month. I'm not exactly sure what it's trying to do. Gambling tracked on 150, you have 4 left this month.
But how does it, and then but how does it tell you, like, because we want it to randomize, allow a randomization function, add a randomization
Can you add
function
a randomization function? Can you add a randomization? I spelled it wrong, but okay.
It's random, but it can handle your typos.
Let's see if we can. Yes, I can add a randomization to the app. User randomly select the device that the user should engage in based on
That's kind of good.
Using how you could implement random. Import random. Yeah. So wait, do we so are we ran? So we almost have to have a plan.
Because you want to randomize. If you have say, let's just make it simple to start with. Make the devices coffee and alcohol, and both of them you want to limit.
Mm-hmm.
But you also want to have a safe limit, because you can't, like, if you give yourself 10 alcoholic drinks a month, you don't want to have them all in one setting.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with the coffee. So that's a problem.
Mm-hmm.
There's got to be a safe maximum payout.
Yeah.
And it would be different for each one. Like coffee could be like, like you can't do 10 coffees in a day.
Yeah.
So this is the same thing with the alcohol.
So it looks like, it first checks is which device the user has not reached their monthly limit for and adds those devices to a list of available. Then it uses random choice to function to randomly select one of the available devices. If the user has reached their monthly limit for all devices, the function returns none. You can also use the random. Please let me know if there's anything else.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
And I think for this app, you'd want people to be able to define everything that they wanted to choose moderation in every device. And you'd want them to be able to enter whatever they want.
Okay.
And then you'd want
okay, so we want, so from the beginning we want to enter whatever we want, and
then within each device you'd have to actually make some more clarification of, like, okay, for coffee would be kind of easy, 1 cup, but but give a fluid measure. The same thing for the alcohol, 1 drink or whatever. But what if somebody's trying to stop a video game addiction? Each one would have different units, like how many hours of video games would you be allowed, stuff like that.
Yeah. How many hours? So what should I ask it now?
Create. So we have.
Let's add each of those features one at a time. So and ask it. So What's the first?
Allow user to customize units of each particular device.
Units of
Units of
each.
units or
Allow
quantities of
user to
consumption
customize
of each
each. Customize units of each particular.
device. Units of consumption of each device. I would
Units
say units of
of
consumption
consumption.
of
Allow
each
users to
device.
customize units of consumption for each device. See what happens now.
We're asking a lot.
Yes, you can allow the user to customize the units of consumption for each device now. For example, if the user wants to track their alcohol consumption in terms of drinks,
Look at this. This is.
you can provide them with the option to do so. Here's now how you could implement this in code.
I think the British call it units.
This is so 10 cigarettes. That's a lot. Drinks 20. Define track device. Check if the units is valid for device. Okay. So I realized, okay, this is what our chat should be about now. We're just going to build a reward app and see if we can actually use ChatGPT to build the whole entire app.
Yeah, I think we should focus on this one because I was also thinking like you could do a Vice. You could do a Vice app and a Virtue app. But let's do the Vice app.
Let's just do a Vice app, and then
the most
let's do
useful.
something really basic. See if this is that. Let's see. We could actually YouTube this like a series, and like, hey, we're gonna try to use ChatGPT to create a rewards app, a Vice app, and see if it's possible. Just a simple one.
And then we want to monetize it on Apple.
Yeah, and then that'll be that.
One to release before
That'll be the final one, and we'll monetize. This will be our marketing campaign of like, okay, we'll spend like a week just doing this, or a few times a week we'll be doing this, and then we'll just create videos, and then we'll build a following potentially, and then we'll actually publish it on Apple. It's like, hey, we actually use ChatGPT to create this Vice app, and it works. Like that'd be really cool if this actually happens.
It's a good I think a month is a good interval because they say even like sometimes the first of the month or the first of the year, it's always a time to reset. People are like, okay, this month I'm going to do this,
Yeah.
So a month is a really good time interval to define it in. It's long enough that you can make some progress.
Okay. For this project or just like this Vice thing. In this example,
well, I'm just saying the Vice app should track on a monthly basis.
Okay. In this example, I've changed the way the devices. Yeah.
And say allow user to customize each month. So you want to like allow user to edit the Vice app each month to add or delete vices.
Allow user to edit the Vice app each month to add. Allows user to edit the Vice app each month.
To add or delete.
To add or delete. Let's just see if I can understand. Yes, you can allow the user to edit the list of devices they're tracking each month in the app. Here's an example of how you can implement this in the code. So I'm going to try. This is so funny.
How are you going to copy all this code, though? Or how are we going to copy? You'll have this chat.
Yeah, I'll have this. This will all save, and then I'll use Colab. This is all saved too. I'll share this with you so you can see all this code, Dave, and then you can.
You're going to try to plug it all in.
I'm just going to plug it in slowly, and then because it looks like it's working. It's just, but we're adding each of these features to it. So.
Because one thing would be like if somebody's trying to quit smoking, you'd almost want the app to slowly like decrease the amount. Like they could define it like the first month 30 cigarettes, like a cigarette a day, which actually would probably be low for a guy like the neighbor across the street.
So let's just start with that. So you start with 30 cigarettes, and then.
Well, I guess the thing is though, you want them to be able to define it, but would we want to create a function called a taper function, something to taper a vice to quit? That would be cool to add too. You could have like a taper to quit.
Okay, start from the beginning. So what's this?
Or you could have
let's
but the variable reward part is the cool part, like for coffee.
It is.
You're not drinking it every day, so you're getting a kind of a buzz from it.
Yeah. But for cigarettes, okay, so let's say I'm a cigarette smoker and I smoke, let's just say I smoke 30 a month. And I define that. I put that into this app, and I basically wanted to output that, okay, you know what? This week or this day, you're only going to smoke 1, or this day or week, I'm going to smoke 10. Is that basically, is that a simple way to think of it?
It's going to be variable.
Yeah.
It's going to be variable. And then each month, that 30 cigarettes, if one day it gives you 10, then you're going to be down 20, and maybe we add a feature like at each new month. It's like, do you want to taper? Do you want to cut consumption? Do you want to cut consumption of this device?
Okay, so down from
Or
30 down to 29, and then
or do you just have? I guess you could just have the person define the consumption each month, and that way they could taper it themselves. So I
yeah,
don't
well,
know.
that's yeah, maybe. But I feel like I kind of like the idea that it slowly will just taper for you because that's the whole point, right? For something like a vice, you're
It
trying to
could.
stop it, right?
Well, like
So
for coffee, like
for coffee,
I want to
that
make it a
yeah,
variable reward so I can enjoy it and
yeah.
but not get hooked on it.
So those are two different things. You're right. Yeah, in a sense.
There's some things you want to enjoy but not get hooked. There's other things you want to taper or
Yeah.
quit completely.
So this would be a vice. There's a vice app or a vice feature, and then
Yeah,
for coffee, that's more of just a variable feature, and then for virtues, that's something that you want to increase over time, right? Is that the way
yeah.
some?
So we could. I think our other one could be a virtue app and the vice app.
Yeah, we could have all those as features maybe, but like let's just start with
Yeah,
vice. I kind of like this idea of just vices now, and
yeah.
it's kind of fun. This is
But
great, dude. This is I
how
really
many
love
would
this.
you?
This is so fun. If this actually works, this would be really funny and really I think people on the internet would think this is really funny.
Yeah. How many vices do you think? Because programming now
Mhm.
it can calculate pretty quickly. How many vices do you think? Because it wasn't Benjamin Franklin. He had like
I'm gonna put
7
this back.
virtues that he would
Yeah.
track.
I'm
So
gonna stop sharing for a second, so we can just talk. Yeah. Anyway, what you were saying?
I wonder if it really matters how many vices we track. Or would we say in a free version you can track 2 vices, in a paid version you can track more, unlimited? That would probably be the model to create, right? Like you'd want somebody to say, "Oh, this is helpful," but to pay $2 a month, I can track unlimited vices, whereas the free version is 2. That's
Yeah.
kind of what I think. That's what you'd want to do. That's how most people do things.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
You'd want to get them like, okay, the free version you get 2 vices. The
Oh yeah, I like
the
that. I like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. People would have because there's so many devices. I love that. That would be a great way to monetize it down the line. Yeah, for sure.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how
Yeah.
people manage that's a whole nother topic. How do you
Yeah.
manage getting it from
Well,
a free one?
maybe we'll ask ChatGPT like, hey, what's a great way to
Yeah.
monetize this? Yeah.
I don't think I don't. As far as I know, I haven't been able to find a variable reward app out there yet. So that's what I'm sure there's something that could do it, but
I'm not.
I think this is.
I just think this is a fun thing that if this could actually do this or help us do this, this would be really it shows the power of ChatGPT. It also shows something that could be
Yeah,
valuable for the world. So this is really fun. I think this will be a fun project we can work on. And I love how that we could have these sessions and we can market our progress throughout this.
yeah.
I think it's kind of cool. So yeah.
So right now, does the code we have even tell how many vices you can pick? It doesn't really
Okay, so
say that.
let's at maybe we'll try to do that right
I
now.
think it had didn't it have drinking, smoking, and gambling in there. That those aren't bad because gambling's kind of a huge problem too. But I don't know how you
Okay,
define
so
decline specifically.
we had that first bit of code, and then we asked it, can you have a random function? So I will copy that code, but that was for the vices, right? Choose a random. So what that was trying to do is in this example, the random vice function first checks which. Oh, you can't see my screen, can you? Yeah, let me just share.
At the moment. But so here's one other thing to think about. That the original thing where I got the idea from, it was that living on $1 a day, and they would
Actually,
just
hold on.
throw something in a hat, and they would give them, instead of just giving them $1 every day, they
Yeah,
started to make it variable. So some days they get some days they get $7, but then they have several days with no money at all.
that's
So
a
you could do it for spend. You could do it for spending money too,
yeah.
like
No,
shopping
definitely.
money.
No, I love that. That's I would be fascinated
I
about
guess as
that.
long as you can customize the units
Yeah,
to the thing and let it take that unit. But you would define the month, like how much shopping money. Oh, I give myself
five hundred
100.
dollars. Yeah, or $100. Yeah,
Yeah,
hundred
something
dollars. And then
for the month. Yeah,
yeah, and then okay, so it's like okay, today that this is Monday, whatever. You can spend $10 this Monday, or it's Tuesday, you can't spend anything, and
yeah.
things like that. Yeah, no, I love that. That's a really fun one too. That would be the reward one. That would be the
The
because
problem is
yeah
the problem with variable reward is
yeah
actually the variable reward can get people hooked. This is the problem, right?
yeah.
I didn't even think about this.
Well, I
The
think
variable reward
yeah
gets people hooked.
Yeah, that's the gambling aspect of it, right? Like, like casinos and stuff create
So
like yeah.
the tapering a bad habit, or gosh, there's a little bit of thinking about this with you, where the tapering of the bad habit would be different than wanting to get somebody hooked on something, which the game, which variable reward always gets people hooked.
I think I think because our
You're
goal
limiting the total amount per month, though.
yeah. I think the goal is like we said, vices is something that we want to taper down. Um, a virtue is something we want to increase. We'd have to define what virtues are, and then but something that's more variable is something that we enjoy, but we don't want to lose the enjoyment of it, right? That's the whole
Yeah,
because
like
sometimes
coffee.
when
Yeah,
you like coffee, because you're always doing it, then it doesn't do the same effect for you anymore. But like having the variable reward helps us enjoy it in life, but like at different time periods, which I think is a good thing. I would imagine. Yeah. So.
and it would allow you, for every vice, it would allow you. You basically, we have to create the code where it only allows you to roll the dice once for that vice per day.
Hmm.
So, because otherwise people are just going to, oh, I don't like that it gave me no coffee today. I don't like that. I'm going to roll it again.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You have to return a message that you've already rolled the dice
Yeah.
today. Sorry,
Yeah. Yeah. No, I like
sorry.
that.
Come
Okay.
back to. It'd be like, sorry, come back tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's got to do that.
This is
I
great,
mean,
Dave.
obviously, people still have to self-police it, but
Hmm. Yeah. I'm liking this, man. We're coming up on 30 minutes of our talk for this. And I
yeah,
think we had more than that, but I think I'm gonna condense this to 30 minutes. But I think we should do like 30-minute segments of these talks. And then
yeah. Well, yeah, because eventually we're going to do a focus app where we can actually focus for longer than 30 minutes.
yeah. That's good. Dude, I like this,
Yeah.
Dave. This is making me excited.
Even that one's
Yeah,
tough because I was
yeah,
thinking, if you had somebody focus on this red dot, you wouldn't know if their mind was wandering
yeah.
towards all other things, like the girl's boobs they saw earlier in the day or whatever. They're really focusing on the red dot. But this, at least this variable reward thing, if somebody would
I
actually be
might have to
willing,
edit that
and
part
that's the
out, but
thing,
yeah.
like
But
we'd
anyway,
have to show videos of us using it every day, rolling that. Okay, this is what happened.
yeah,
No coffee today. Damn it.
yeah.
This has happened. Oh, they want me to go to happy hour, but it came up no alcohol, so I'm just
Hmm.
gonna have to drink Diet Pepsi. Well, soda will probably be one too. Then it's like, how many vices do you want to define a day? Like, you could
Hmm.
really you can make yourself kind of like, I wouldn't even call it discipline, because you wouldn't, you'd be following what the app told you, but
Yeah.
you'd definitely be able to cut back, because you would be able to define. That's the other thing. Like, you want it to, so somebody said at the beginning of the month,
Hmm.
because my diet app will do this. If you start straying off the diet too much, it's going to say, you're not following the app very closely, so you're going to have to either end your diet early or something. It's like
Hmm.
basically telling you're screwing up. With the thing at the beginning of the month, you define it, and like, you're locked in for that month.
Yeah.
Like, you can't. You have to either end the reward app, and somehow you want it to track the fact that you followed the you were only able to. I don't know. There's got to be some reward for sticking to it, right?
Yeah.
Like the
No,
streak.
no, definitely. I like
You
that.
followed the app,
Um, yeah, no, this
because
is good that we're thinking out loud.
otherwise somebody could just keep resetting it, because you want people to not reset it. You want it to be
Hmm.
like, oh, you decided 4 alcoholic drinks this month. That's all.
Hmm.
Sorry,
Yeah.
if you want to end this, we're gonna show that
Well,
you are.
that's what if there's. I mean, we could have the honor system in a sense, but like if you want to, that would be another. That could be something where you involve money, right? So you put up money, and it's like, okay, we're going to charge your account for not,
Yeah,
things
you
like
bail
that.
on it.
You know, that's where it's like, okay, you
Because
you
in a
didn't
way,
stick to
like,
it, so
there's a couple models of variable reward, or you could create a rationing model. Like, if you want, somebody said, hey, I don't want to eat all this junk, so I'll give myself one fast food meal a week. Yeah, I don't know.
yeah, no,
You know,
exactly, yeah, no, that's a good one.
or
Yeah, this is fun. This is good.
if it would remind you, it would remind you every time. Like, yeah, you already got that. So I don't know.
No, good.
It's interesting. I don't know. I don't know. Like, I like this idea that the variable reward tends to be kind of, it's a good way to make you enjoy, like, coffee or
Yeah,
alcohol without excess. But
I like it. I like it too. All right, cool. All right, we're gonna end this session for this talk, and then yeah, I'm gonna stop
okay,
recording on this one. This was a good talk, good session. We'll talk after this, obviously, but
okay,
all right,
yeah, all right.
all right. Stopping the
Signing
sharing.
out. Aloha, mahalo,
Aloha,
shoots, as they say.
aloha, mahalo, shoots. That's how we'll end these
Yeah,
sessions.
for the
Okay.
people that don't know shoots.
Yeah.
Most of us mainlanders don't know it, but what does shoots mean again?
It just means bye. Yeah. See ya later. Yeah. In
Yeah,
Hawaiian.
we
It's
have to
Hawaiian
look at the
pigeon.
origin of that sometime.
Yeah.
But
What
anyways,
what
yeah.
yeah, we'll ask ChatGPT if it understands that later. Okay.
All right.
All right,
All
bye.
right. Thanks. All right. Bye.